Hey everybody, welcome to Find Your Lady Tribe. My name is Brenda,
And I'm Michelle.
and we're so glad you're here today. Today we're going to have a little discussion about if we're being good to ourselves or not, with the way that we talk to ourselves.
Yeah, our parents always told us that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I
Right?
think that's a perfectly good rule, not just for your schoolmates, but more importantly for yourself.
Yeah, so what is that inner dialogue that you're having with yourself each day? Is it lifting you up or is it kind of setting you back? That's what we're going to talk about, so stay tuned. Welcome to Find Your Lady Tribe. My name is Brenda.
And I am Michelle.
And it's our mission to build a community of lady tribes, a place to connect and grow your tribe with resources, ideas, workshops, retreats, and events. We invite you to join our inner circle and become a tribe leader. It's free!
Each week, we will start a conversation about connecting within your tribe and across all of our tribes. Our goal is to create 1,000 new lady tribes in 2022. And each episode will challenge you with a call to action. The first one is to join our inner circle. Go to tinyurl.com/myladytribe. And as a gratitude gift, we will send you a downloadable copy of Chapter 1 of Lady and the Tribe, The Awakening.
Yay! So please subscribe to be notified of a new episode each week. We're back. So think about it. What is your inner voice telling you on a regular basis? If it's like me at some points, and gosh, in the past, before I kind of wrangled it in, it was you're not good enough. What are they saying about you? What are other people thinking? You are a little too heavy. You shouldn't eat that. What about you? Have you had any of those voices?
Yeah, sometimes that I didn't do a good enough job, that I failed somehow. And usually those voices are my voice, not necessarily anybody else's voice.
Absolutely. And it's debatable on where that's coming from exactly. We have these tapes that play over and over in our heads of our what we perceive our limitations to be and our insecurities. And it's not really good for us because, like, just to your point, it's not really what other people think
At all.
At all.
At all.
And in fact, they're probably thinking the exact opposite.
Of course they are.
Of that. So,
or they're busy thinking about themselves.
Or most likely, they're really not thinking about you at all.
Exactly.
And so there are some practices that can really help us evolve past that and really just be more present, joyful, and happy with ourselves on a regular basis as we should be, right?
Wonderful. And I think that turning the negative self-talk into positive affirmations seems like it'd be super easy, but it sounds like there's kind of a trick to it, that it has to be just the right words for it to really soak in. And so I'd like to hear what some of those strategies are. So what's the difference between positive and negative?
Yeah, so we're going to want to set up affirmations in a really constructive way so that they serve us best, because it's an intentional practice. And there are scientific studies on this, that the self-talk that you have, whether it be positive or negative, absolutely sets the direction of your day and your weeks and your life. And so with that thought in mind, putting a little intention into it of who we want to be, who we truly are, how other people see us, and telling ourselves those things in a positive light can really just change the trajectory of our lives.
So what is a positive self-talk or a positive affirmation? It's more than a feel-good saying or some corny meme. Simply put, positive affirmations are short, positive statements that are said on a daily basis that reprograms your mind to capture your empowering beliefs, your good habits, and good thought patterns. They're not negative. If you've ever watched the movie The Help, have you?
Yes.
Then you might recall that line by Abilene to baby May Mobley, where she would say over and over, you is kind, you is smart, you is important.
Yes.
I'm no actor, but my family, my kids, we say these things to each other all the time.
I do remember that now that you say it, because I do remember it now that you say that. I didn't really think about that quote, but
those are positive affirmations, and those were encouragements for a little girl that would help her to grow up with confidence and to have those things instilled in her. And so that's a good example of a positive affirmation.
Yeah.
What can positive affirmations help with?
Oh, so many things. They help us just kind of reframe our thoughts so that we are able to manifest things in our life, like more money, even the way you want your body to look, the way you want your health to be, the way you want your love life to look, the way you want your family to grow into their next and their next and their next, envisioning the successes in your career. All of these things can be planted in our brains on a regular basis of how we would like to live our life. And our brains can be trained to seek out these things, and it becomes vibrational, and it starts working behind the scenes without our intent.
I love that. Well, so how do positive affirmations work in the brain? Like, what makes these special little words like you is smart, I am beautiful? How do those things work to affect your brain?
Yeah, there is a strategy about it. I think anytime you can say just nice things to yourself, that's a great start. But there is a strategy to make it even more effective. The cool thing about our brains is that, they process so much information. It's really incredible. Isn't it great we're faster than our computers? I mean, they're supposed to be so fast, right? But we are faster than our computers. I am. But processing so much, our brains don't distinguish necessarily, though, if it's time-wise, past, present, or future. So it's very important for our affirmation purposes to put our affirmations out as if they've already happened in the present tense. For example, let's say, I'm getting ready for a hot date, and I say, I'm going to have I'm having an amazing date tonight. Well, my brain, or I'm having an amazing date night, and my brain is already working on, what's making it happen behind the scenes. What's she gonna wear? And it's setting the stage for that outcome that has already been declared.
Amazing date.
We're declaring that amazing date, and we're setting it out there. I am enough is one that many women should say, because we're always discounting ourselves that we need to be better or do more or whatever, but we are enough. I am enough, saying it in the present tense. Everything is always working out for me.
That's mine.
Happening in the present tense, I already have everything that I need. And there are so many more, and they can be personalized to exactly what your goal is, but it is very important that it be set in the present tense and be stated as an I am statement.
Yeah, and I find that it also helps to stand in front of the mirror when you're talking self-love. And it's sometimes hard to look at ourselves in the mirror, and it's amazing how infrequently we actually do that. So the statement you were just talking about, I am enough, is one of my besties tattooed that right across her shoulder, so that when she looks in the mirror, not when she looks down, but when she looks in the mirror, it's reflected back to her. So it's actually kind of backwards on her, but it looks super good in the mirror. I am enough. And all of these positive affirmation statements are the kinds of things that you can look yourself in the mirror and say are true for you.
And to make it even more powerful, you get to that feeling place of feeling that joy, that wholeness. You get to that point if it's about a future thing that you're trying to get, when you have all the money and your business is going great, and everybody wants to be around you and wants to be your friend. You get to that feeling place of what that feels like in the moment when you're saying that, I am enough, I am successful, I am rich, I have more money than I know what to do with. Those kinds of things, and you say it and you get that awesome feeling. Your brain and the universe come together very powerfully, and they start working on your behalf behind the scenes.
And making it happen. You make those things true by stating them. True statements.
Right. So then going back to the beginning, when you're saying the things that aren't so great, you need to snap out of it as soon as possible. As soon as you feel it, hear it, you're going to know, because it doesn't feel good. You're going to be feeling, you're going to feel those things, and you need to recognize. The first step is recognizing when you're spiraling like that, because it usually does just get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
And maybe have a few of these affirmations at top of mind. I've heard some thought leaders say, wear a little rubber band around your wrist, and when you say something bad about yourself, give it a little snap, because that's an immediate negative, saying, no, that's not right, and then when you give yourself positive feedback, a positive affirmation, just give yourself a little love. Give yourself some TLC, and that is another physical way to bring about this change of retraining and rewiring our brains to give us what we want with positive affirmations.
That's great. So how do you write positive affirmations?
Yeah, there's a skill to that as well. And it's really great to write these things down, because it actually, by putting something on paper, it actually gives it even a little more life. And so the first thing, just like we talked about previously, we want to keep it in the present. We want to speak it as if it is already in existence. It is already part of our life. We are living it.
And another thing is to leave out any of the negative words or tenses from your positive self-talk. So set aside words like can't and don't. I don't worry anymore. Instead, I am calm.
Or I have no more debt anymore. Or I am not eating after midnight anymore. Those are positive habits for sure, and positive outcomes possibly, but the brain isn't going to take that negative, the don't and the can't and the whatever, and that's going to
focus on it. And
focus on that. And we want to say, no, I have lots of cash on hand. I can eat whatever I want and still stay thin. So you want to keep it all in the present and positive, and get away from the no's, and nobody likes no anyway.
Right.
I don't like it when people tell me no, so your brain doesn't either. So the next step is making sure that you speak it out and give it life as in confidence, and give it, just say it as if it's the truth right now. And by speaking it out like that, your brain is getting that, those endorphins going, and you're feeling it, and you're starting to believe it. And whatever the mind can perceive and believe, it can achieve. So sometimes coming up with a really nice long list of affirmations is kind of mind-boggling, because where do I start? So I'm going to encourage you to join our inner circle at tinyurl.com/myladytribe. And I'm going to send out in the next few weeks a huge list of all different kinds of positive affirmations for your health and your well-being and career and money, all those things. And you can just kind of go through that list and pick and choose what you like and what feels right to you, and add it to your very own list.
Yes. And if you are standing in front of the mirror having that positive self-talk, pick up 1 or 2 or 5 a day to put on your mirror when you're having that discussion. Find that little bell-shaped button to push for
notifications.
Is that? Oh, it's a like button
for notifications.
For the notifications around our podcast, so that you don't miss out on where to find those great tools and tips.
So until next time, when three or more gather, we are tribe. Thank you so much for joining us today for Find Your Lady Tribe. Would you do us a favor and hit that like button and add a comment? It'll really help us grow.
Better yet, find the share arrow and share out to your tribe. Join us again next week on YouTube or your favorite podcast service.